How eye tracking technology enables product and communication success. Helping Dad be healthy this Father's Day, and just how do we adjust our eating and health habits after receiving unsettling health news? For June 15th, 2011, this is Food News Today. Good morning. Immediately following Food News Today, we continue with a live discussion in our chat room below. I hope you'll sign in and join us. Food News Today is sponsored by ConAgra Foods, who shares with me the desire to provide the most current, interesting, and unbiased food news. First up, the coupon news heats up as more and more retailers start changing their coupon redemption policies, and it's all from the effects of TLC's extreme couponing television show. Here's what one of our followers had to say. I'm not looking to make a job out of this, spend more than 1 hour in the store, or save 99.9% off my bill. Kroger and their affiliate stores should not have supported such a show that encourages hoarding. Not only have they managed to feed an addiction, but they have spawned a new breed of super savers, armed with binders full of coupons, hoping to score the next free deal, and enough toothbrushes to last 3 generations. Kroger created them. Now they want to abolish them. With policies designed to exterminate the extreme shopper, there is collateral damage. Me, the average shopper, just trying to save a little money in an economy that is still declining in my town. Well, our complete report on the effects at retail of this extreme coupon phenomenon next week. In Extreme Retail today, we take a look at technology that gives companies an edge. Eye tracking technology measures exactly where we look, enabling companies to see right away whether or not their current communication strategy is working to its true potential. Earlier this week, we interviewed Jeff Bander, Senior VP of Client Services at iTrack Shop, the company that developed the first eye tracking solution for webcams. They claim that revolutionized the way in which businesses can conduct market research. Jeff, in terms of both retail and the food business, there are a lot of product failures. Do you think that these eye tracking devices can actually help companies create successful products not only once, but again, and again?
Well, I think what it'll help companies do is improve on their packaging and on their advertising. You know, when all is said and done, you can sell a product, but actually what's inside it has to be good to get repeat business. But what we can help is to make sure that you have the best package, that people notice the key points, and that how you advertise your product, that people are getting the message. They're seeing it, they're comprehending it, which is critical. You know, where there's millions and millions of dollars spent in advertising, and what we help companies do is understand, do people even see our ad? Do they get our message? And as far as from a packaging point of view, tremendous amount of money is spent. You know, I'll use one example, water, for example. You go to a store, there's 50 different bottles of water, and inside it's basically the same. So packaging is a critical piece in selling products, and we not only help them understand the package better, but do it in a very affordable way and a very quick way. Our turnaround time is 48 hours, which is really a big breakthrough in market research.
It appears to me that iTrack Shop is doing a lot with online media research. Do you think that there's also an opportunity here for using it with online grocery shopping? And second, is it a little like spying?
Great question, Phil. The uses for online grocery shopping is going to be tremendous because we're going to be able to tell the online grocers what people are looking at, what order they're looking at it, and sometimes what's just as important is what don't they see. And so when they design their sites, they want to make sure that they put the items they want to sell, whether it's a loss leader or whether it's their top profit item, in a position that's going to be seen by more people. Regarding the spying, well, it would be spying if we didn't let people know what we were doing. It's a double permission given for people to, first, they have to give permission and click a link to start the process. And then we ask them to make sure they have good lighting, make sure the lighting is in front of them, not behind them. And then they have to turn on their webcam. So it's a double permission. There's no spying, but with a double permission, it makes it pretty simple that people know their eyes are being tracked. And then once the eye tracking is done, a screen shows up and says, your eye tracking is done, you can move around, and we'll go through a questionnaire.
There's little doubt that emotions play a huge part in purchasing behaviors and people making choices. Is that what eye tracking is trying to capture?
The emotional question, there's no question emotion plays a part. What eye tracking does is really going to tell you what do people see, how long do they look at it, and in what order do they look at it. From an emotional point of view, the questionnaire will deal with that more, but what we'll do is we'll take the eye tracking data and the questionnaires to make sure that they match. If someone answers a question about an emotional response, yet they didn't look at it, we'll know that that's not accurate. And obviously, if they answer something with a high emotion and they spent a lot of time on that area, then we know that we have good data.
Thanks, Jeff. And also, Jeff will be with us for our chat after the program if you have any questions to direct to him. This Sunday is Father's Day. In today's retail trends, we explore a new merchandising opportunity with healthier results for dad and your store. Our recommendation to shoppers is not to give dads another tie, ugly or not, on this Father's Day. Instead, we suggest giving the gift of healthier eating that could lead to a longer and richer life of wellness. Retailers could do well by promoting a concept that says, "Dad, we love you. We want you around for a very long time." Nearly 3 out of 10 American adult men were obese in 2010, according to the Gallup Healthways Wellbeing Index. About 1 adult male in 8 has diabetes, diagnosed or undiagnosed, according to the National Diabetes Information Clearinghouse. About 1 adult in 3 has high blood pressure. The majority, 80% of them, are aware of their condition, but fewer than half have their condition under control, according to the United Health Group. Nearly 1 in 4 men smoke cigarettes, and 15% of adults have high total serum cholesterol levels. The pressure that dads face in this economy could be adding to their unhealthy emotional eating. It's up to families and to supermarkets as their primary food resources to make this Father's Day a turning point for better health. Men can serve as an example of healthful eating at work or at home by making smart food choices when they're around their colleagues, children, and their spouses. Because as our next story demonstrates, most of us just will not do it on our own. In our Health and Wellness Report this week, we take a look at research that is very unsettling. It appears that when confronted with bad news about their health, people don't change habits. You would imagine that when one receives a serious diagnosis or illness that might be the trigger point, but apparently not, according to several studies that expose the reality that many of us are unwilling to take responsibility for their own health, especially through diet and lifestyle changes, both of which are under our control. Research has demonstrated that certain healthy lifestyle habits can improve overall health and reduce risk of reoccurrence. Heart attack patients who go through exercise-based rehab reduce their risk of dying by about 30%. Women with breast cancer who engage in regular physical activity versus those who do not reduce their risk of death due to breast cancer by 50% or more. Now, despite this compelling research, patients resist change. A study published in the American Heart Journal evaluated over 1,200 men and women who had suffered a heart attack and were overweight. In the year following the incident, participants had lost a mere, get this, 0.2% of body weight. Now that's less than a half a pound for a 220-pound person. The Journal of Clinical Oncology published a study that followed over 9,000 cancer survivors evaluating positive lifestyle changes following treatment. Surprisingly, most survivors made little or no lifestyle changes. For instance, fewer than 20% of the cancer survivors were consuming the recommended 5 fruits and vegetables a day, which contain powerful antioxidant phytonutrients that are known to reduce the risk of cancer. So we have to wonder, if along with the life-threatening diagnoses, are doctors relaying the need to make healthy lifestyle changes? Apparently not. Centers for Disease Control researchers interviewed 1,600 cancer survivors to find out whether they had received guidance on lifestyle changes and nutrition suggestions relating to preventing reoccurrence. Only 1 in 3 cancer survivors said that their doctor offered info about their diets. Clearly, our doctors, perhaps because of capitation time constraints or because of a lack of knowledge themselves, are not getting these important messages out. As a result, Americans are not empowered to understand how proper diet and exercise will actually make a difference in their lives. What do you think is the problem? And how can we fix it? It's time for our chat, so let's head to our chat room. And just a reminder, Jeff is with us and he'll answer your questions as well. Also, Jeff, if you can, why don't you just type in your email address in the chat box, so if people have any questions, they can contact you directly. And I agree with Peter that it's a very interesting piece on eye tracking, because also keep in mind that as technology gets smarter, we should be able to target consumers much, much better. The old days of just putting products on a shelf or sitting behind a focus group room is over. What we really need to do now is to be smarter and use technology, just as Jeff and his organization is doing, to be able to give us the tools to be much more efficient. Again, 50,000 new products are introduced every year. Most of them fail miserably. With devices like the eye tracker software, we're able to increase those odds dramatically. And just imagine what it costs to have all those failures. And if we could take that money, those billions and billions of dollars, out of the system and put it back in developing true innovative food products or any kind of products, just imagine how great it would be for all of us. There's Jeff's email. And with that, we're going to close our chat for today. For Food News Today, I'm Phil Lempert. Thanks for joining us. If you have a colleague in retailing, the media, or a blogger who would also like to receive our advanced email each week, please ask them to visit foodnewstoday.com to sign up. Next week's stories will be in your Tuesday email. Thanks for watching.